What's going on, my beautiful geek culture? As always, I'm your boy O, and today we have a DC News Roundup. First, I'm going to talk about the change to the Kent farm in James Gunn's Superman, as I feel that there's too much self-insertment in this movie. Then afterwards, I'm going to speculate on what this possible DCU film is that James Gunn is working on. And finally, we have confirmation that Matt Reeves is returning to direct the Batman 2. Although I must say, I do have some questions. Now look, before I get started, do your boy owe three major favors. Please hit that subscribe button, and after you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. Hitting that notification bell certainly helps, and don't forget to hit that like button to help me out with that algorithm, baby. Now let's get into today's video. All three articles that I'm going to talk about in today's video is coming from comicbookmovie.com. If you're familiar with the 4KO, you would know that this is my preferred site to get my news from. So shout out to them for continuing to bring the noise. First article is titled, Superman director James Gunn confirms Kent Farm will be a double-wide trailer, not a farmhouse in DCU. A double-wide trailer. You may be wondering, why the change? Even though we understand that it's not a big change, it's still a farm. But you may be asking, why the change? Let's find out. Following an extended break from social media, I wonder why. DC Studios co-CEO and Superman director James Gunn has answered a handful of fans' questions, including one about whether Clark Kent is poorer from a middle-class background. If you are a Superman fan, you should already know this. Posers. That's right. That's what you are. Weighing in on the debate, Gunn shares some light on how he's approached the DCU take on the character. Quote, "Our house in Superman is a converted double-wide trailer," unquote. The filmmaker said, explaining why he settled on that approach rather than the expected farmhouse. Here it is, quote, "I wanted his upbringing to reflect more closely to the Missouri farmers I was raised around," unquote. See, there's too much of that letter regarding James Gunn and his Superman. It's I want Superman. I don't want your life. I don't want Superman to tell your story. I want you to tell Superman's story. I don't want you to tell me what you have been through. I want you to tell me what Superman has been through. See, there's a reason why I refuse to even get hyped about this film. Because in my honest opinion, this is not a Superman film. This is a James Gunn film. They're even trying to market it as just James Gunn. That's why his name is front and center. See, at first, it was Superman Legacy. And James Gunn may have told himself, look, I can move the needle a little bit more if I let people know that this film is being directed by me. I. See what I'm saying here? Now, there was a report that James Gunn and Warner Brothers was bumping heads because James Gunn wants to put himself front and center regarding the Superman marketing campaign, which, as you can see, he has done that. The NBA little commercial with Shaq and David Cornsweat, right? James Gunn in it. They didn't give Superman his own personal promo. It was James Gunn. The behind the scenes footage, James Gunn. The dog, James Gunn. The Kent farmhouse, James Gunn. Everything James Gunn. Let me guess. Sexual-wise, you and Superman also have something in common? See, I respect filmmakers who puts the character first and don't insert themselves in everything that they are filming, right? And some of them may be able to get away with it, and that's mainly because you don't know. They didn't verbally tell you, yeah, man, I did this because my dog looked like this as well. A lot of them don't tell you, and they manage to get away with it. But with James Gunn, he's putting everything front and center. And I'm like, come on, bro. A double wide trailer. So now, Superman is trailer park trash. Make it make sense, everybody. Ah, man. Maybe there would be a good film in July, right? Maybe. But I don't know. I really cannot tell you. It's almost as if this film was written so fast because James Gunn already knew that he wanted to tell his story. That's how I feel. Mutant monkeys, don't forget about that. That's absolutely insane. Oh, Lord have mercy. But when it comes to this change in the Kent Farm, I understand that it really doesn't matter, but it's the reason behind the change that I don't respect, right? Give me the Superman that I want. Give me the Superman that I have been getting for most of my life. Some things do not need to be changed. And by the way, people say comic book accuracy is what James Gunn is going for. And that is not comic book accurate. Next up, Superman director James Gunn reveals he's writing a new, unannounced DCU film. I have every reason to believe that he's going to self-insert with this one. The man is building up a track record. He did it with Creature Commandos. He's doing it with Superman. And you best believe he's going to do it with this one. All right. What's next for James Gunn after Superman and Peacemaker Season 2? Unlike his Marvel Studios counterpart, Kevin Feige, Gunn appears determined to stay hands-on with writing and directing rather than focusing solely on producing. All right. Over on Threads, Gunn continued his usual practice of responding to fans' questions as he revealed that in addition to finishing Superman and Peacemaker, he's pre-writing and tooling around with a brand new, previously unannounced DCU film. Now, let's talk about what that possibly could be. All right. Many people are saying world's finest. I will be honest with you. I would like to see that. I would like to see a world's finest film, especially if David Gordon Sweat knocks it out of the park for me. I'll say, yeah, man, let's go with this. Let's go with this. Some are saying Justice League International, which also makes sense because from my understanding, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Green Lantern, they are a different team, the Justice Gang or something, and that could form on his own. You know, they can have their own film, and maybe that is what he's trying to do. He's trying to give those characters their own movie. Could it be Aquaman? No, I don't think so. Martian Manhunter. That could be cool. That could be cool. A Martian Manhunter film. I think that I'll accept that as well. Booster Gold? I don't know. I think I know what it is. Condiment King. I bet you James Gunn is writing a Condiment King for his DCU. That is a character that is right up his alley. I bet you it's Condiment King. I don't think it's anything like a Justice League. I don't think it's anything like that of a Batman and Superman film or even a Wonder Woman. I don't think so. I think that James Gunn wants to give us one of those characters that many feel wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? Because he's known for making these unknown characters in the Guardians of the Galaxy famous, despite that was part of the MCU. People don't understand how everybody knew about them. But I think that it's Condiment King. That's right, because James Gunn's DC Universe, at this very moment, it is quite jokey. It is. I saw the Peacemaker Season 2 trailer, and I was highly disappointed. Still immature. So with that being said, I have every reason to believe that we're going to be getting a Condiment King film from that of James Gunn. That's right. He ain't giving us no Superman sequel. He's going right into these characters that are clumsy and unknown and ones that we know ain't gonna work. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trolling. I don't know what the new film could possibly be, but I tell you this. I hope that it's something that I want to watch. That's how I feel. When it comes to James Gunn's DC Universe and even Marvel, just give me movies that I want to watch. Movies that I feel like I need. That's how you get me on board. But I would not be shocked if it is a Condiment King film. And finally, the Batman Part 2 update. Matt Reeves still attached to the Batman 2. But will next Batman movie be world's finest? I'm going to tell you guys exactly why I have questions. Update. James Gunn is back to answering fans' questions on social media and has confirmed that Matt Reeves is still attached to direct the Batman Part 2. While not surprising, this debunks recent claims and speculation that the filmmaker has walked away from the sequel. Now, people didn't say walked away. They didn't actually say that. They just said that something was going on and Matt Reeves wasn't going to be able to direct a sequel. That's all they said. Walked away implies that he quit. No, he didn't do that. We just have some problems with the sequel. Suddenly, I just want to point that out. Suddenly, we have problems with the sequel. Even though last year I reported to you guys that the script was done. Just want to point that out. All right. This is from Nexus Point News. According to James Gunn, Matt Reeves is still the director of the Batman Part 2, despite recent rumors. Now, this is a tweet. This is Mr. Will Dunn asking James Gunn, is Matt Reeves still directing? James Gunn responded, yes, and huh? With a question mark. Now, I know that James Gunn has been dark on social media for a few days, right? But stop acting like you did not hear this news. Be for real. I'm pretty sure when something like this comes out, you are paying attention. And if you are not paying attention, then you should not be head of DC Studios. Now, let's talk about the confirmation. First up, I want to address this title. Matt Reeves still attached to direct the Batman 2. All right, that's one film. But will the next Batman movie be world's finest? Why are we asking that question? Why are we asking, will the next Batman movie be world's finest? No. The next Batman movie should be the Batman Part 2. Why is that even a speculation here? I just want to point that out. And James Gunn just simply replying, yes and huh. If you ask me, this does not sound like a certainty. It don't sound certain coming from that of James Gunn. To me, I feel like he should have went into detail. Look, yes, Matt Reeves still writing the script. As soon as he turns it in, we will be ready. And speaking of that, if the script isn't ready, how are you set to begin filming later this year? Huh? So you're going to book the locations that you need to film in a matter of a few months? It doesn't work that way. So with that being said, I feel like this confirmation, it is confirmed, but at the same time, not. That's how I feel. I need to hear from Matt Reeves. I need to hear Robert Pattinson talking about his filming start date. I need to hear Zoe Kravitz talk about her character returning. Colin Farrell. None of these actors are talking about this movie or when they are set to begin filming. See, nothing is moving with Matt Reeves' Batman sequel. Now, the day something actually gets started, I will let you guys know. But at this very moment, I feel there's a need for concern. Because right now, it don't seem like we're getting this film. Now, maybe James Gunn feels as if he just has to reply with a simple yes. Maybe. But we all know that James Gunn wanted Matt Reeves' Batman to be part of his DC universe. There's a report out there. And Matt Reeves said no. So as I said before, I pray that this is not a hostile takeover. Because Reeves confirmed last year that the script was finished. It was complete. Now all of a sudden, he can't find his footing. It's almost as if someone came in and said, hey, write this differently. So with that being said, until we get the full confirmation that we need, it is still up in the air. That's how I feel. I'm your boy O. Hopefully you will watch this video all the way to the end up your ball with that algorithm. If you're not subscribed, please be sure to do so. Trying to reach that big number of 100,000 subs. So I'll be highly appreciative. You will help me cross over that threshold by hitting that subscribe button. And after you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell, because YouTube absolutely sucks at notifying subscribers that content creators has uploaded videos to their platform. Hitting that notification bell certainly helps. And don't forget to hit that like button to help me out with that algorithm, baby. But in the comments below, let me know what you think about James Gunn's Self-Insertment regarding his DC universe. And also, what did you speculate that the secret film is that James Gunn is working on? And finally, do you feel as I do that the whole Matt Reeves, the Batman 2 situation is beginning to feel redundant? And always remember, let's le bon temps roulé. That means let the good times roll. But let me know in the comments below.